You actually played this one before.
I know it.
Yeah, you played this one before.
I like it.
You want to give it another try?
No.
You don't want to give it another try?
Don't just send me a bill for $11. What's it for? Oh, the trailer.
Check this out. Yes.
What kind of mouthpiece you got on there?
Oh, Van Doren V16. But I've always had this. That's the same mouthpiece I use for my alto.
You got a new ligature too.
Yeah, that ligature is really what I wanted to show you. I use it for my alto too. It's an H ligature. You know, Rico do a little stuff. They say it's the most popular jazz ligature that that's out there.
Oh really? What I don't know anything about it.
I don't know, but it's cheap though.
I must be in the Stone Age with my Rovner.
oh, yeah.
I'm still playing that.
You Rovner over there?
Yeah, I'm still playing the Rovner.
Okay. It's all about what you want to do. But I know when I got this this tenor, when I got this mouthpiece, and I put the other ligature on there, the screw would come loose. And it would just come loose in an untimely fashion and make this rattling noise. And I'm like, what's this noise? That's my ligature. It shouldn't be coming loose like this. So I looked on Amazon, looked it up. It's about $26.
Oh, okay.
Slapped it on there.
It's not bad.
And they give you this little cap because I ain't had no cap that really fit my mouthpiece once I got a new one.
Yeah.
So hey, I was like, hey, and it was $20 even for the alto. So I said, hey, let me see what it can do for me. Put some stuff on here, and now I feel all comfortable.
Let me see what it sounds like. Who you listening to these days?
I'm listening to just a whole bunch of anything. Let's see.
Not bad.
And you still don't want to give it a shot, man?
I get it. Let me see what you got here. Since you insist.
Oh, man.
Feels good. Really too soft for me. Really too soft for me. What size reed is that? 1?
That's a 3.
That's a 3?
Yeah, it's a Van Doren 3.
What lay is that mouthpiece?
It's a T8, so it's an 8. I don't know necessarily how many inches that is, or how many fraction of an inch, but it's a T8, so it's pretty open for a mouthpiece. So,
No.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I saw. It's real open. Cause normally I play a A6, which is equivalent to the T6 for Van Doren. So that's how they label it. The model number T8. That's pretty wide open.
I wouldn't be able to play with that. Let me cut this down. That's too soft for me.
I'm not. You always say my reed is soft. But when I was rolling with them 4s and them 5s, you was like, no, don't.
That's like a. Yeah, no, that's too soft.
See, that's balanced for me though. See. I do a little work with what's his name? Stephen Riley. You know?
Who was that?
Stephen Riley. I believe he was one of Thelonious Monk's old saxophone players. And he at least gigged with him maybe once or twice. And just from what Peter told me up in Marsh Woodwinds, he said he was one of his players for his group. He's a tenor player.
Oh yeah.
He plays a whole busher, yeah. And cause I had went to Marsh Woodwinds one day, and they were like, "Oh, you've been here for a while now. I'm gonna let you know that we got a seminar at 1 o'clock for Mr. Stephen Riley. If you want to go there, check him out to see how he's doing. He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal." I was like, "Okay, all right. Then what does he do?" He's like, he beboppist. He plays a whole bunch of bebop, and he played with Thelonious Monk right before he died. So I was like, "Oh, okay, tenor." He mainly mains on tenor, and The funny part about it is when I got there, I just showed up there because I had to actually do something else in Raleigh. So I just showed up there. I didn't have no money on me, but he was like, "Well, it was a private lesson, but if you want to join us, you can. It was $50, but it doesn't matter." It was. He said it was. He said it was supposed to be a. He said it's supposed to be like a seminar, and it was supposed to be more people there, but people didn't show up because he hadn't been in Raleigh in a while, and you know how things just fall through. So he just got one student that was actually able to show up, and then I showed up afterwards. Took my camera, you know me. I took my camera, and he's like, "Hey, you want to film? Go ahead." And, you know, they were working on some Charlie Parker stuff. They were working on I forget what song it was back then. But you know, and then, you know, I picked it up. He was, you know, he was kind of impressed to hear me pick it up so fast. I was just wanting to join in, you know. So immediately, you know, I'm just starting to play, you know, whatever they had. I think it was anthropology. You know, one of the ones he did with Disney. So, and he started playing it, and then he was telling us about how chord changes and chord progressions, you know, how it involves soloing and how you can just improvise off of that and just go. You know, it's not nothing hard. He was saying that bebop, how other artists, you know, couldn't do bebop back when Charlie Parker and Dizzy was doing bebop, and how, you know, the war between, you know, I think it was Miles Davis and Charlie, and how they was going at it because one person couldn't do bebop and one person could, and you know, and he was saying that it's not as complicated as we make it out to be, you know, because the girl who was there, she was actually, you know, pretty good saxophone player. She was an 8th grader, and she was like, "Oh yeah, well, we were doing this in jazz band, and I just couldn't get this song. I don't know how to really, you know, solo this song, or I don't know how to do this." And he was just like, "No, it's this simple. It's this simple, and we can do this, you know." And he just played a couple of chords on the piano that corresponded to the music we were playing, and hey, we just, you know, went off, and then he, you know, did some kind of, you know, some Aerosolve background, you know. He gave us you know, just a progression he was playing, something simple, real simple though, for us to solo over, and then we took turns, you know. He was just playing some hits actually. You know, we just kept soloing over it, and, you know, he was telling me, he said, good sound, man. He said, all we have to do is get you on some changes. So last week I called him up, and he told me he came. I did a lesson with him, and, you know, we were doing around midnight. So
cool.
He was doing some dominant changes. He was looking at it around midnight, and I was like, oh, okay. This is, you know, and I recorded it so I can go back and look over it.
Oh, that's great.
And I hadn't been able to really focus too hard on it lately, but yeah, it was something nice. I went down there. He actually showed, you know how I am. He'll say, "Okay, now play it back." Because we were playing dominant scales, and he was like, "Okay, you doing a dominant." Okay. He's like, "Okay, so just play an arpeggio, right?" So regular arpeggio. He went to major, to minor, to dominant, not dominant, but diminished. And in double diminished, he was telling me about. He said flat the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th, I believe. And, you know, he was just telling me, you know, showing me the difference. Yeah.
Flat 7th twice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Something like that. Yeah. I was like, flat the 7th. You know, we was going through it. And he was like, it's not 12, you know, scales like in the major. It's like it's 3, but all of it, you know, is real. It's repetitive. Yeah. It's real repetitive. I was like, oh, okay. And he was just showing me. He had about an hour. And, you know, and this week I couldn't. He actually asked me something about Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. And I was like, I can't, you know, I got to go back to work. I hadn't got paid since last Friday. I ain't got paid since last Friday. Steve, I don't know. I got to get my money right. He was like, okay, you know, and, you know, it's during the week, you know, so I work with my dad, so I still probably couldn't make it if he was talking about, like, you know, 12 or 2 or something like that. And he already in Raleigh, that's going to take me at least, you know, 20, 25 minutes to get there and get set up. So, you know, I was like, hey, you know, I'm not going to be able to do it. But, hey, I was among him, and he said, just let me know, you know, he actually, you know, I can show that he shows that he appreciates me to a certain extent, because he's always like, okay, just let me know, just text me back, and I always text him back and stay in constant communication. And it seems,
so how much is the lesson you do?
$50 for an hour. And I know it's steep, but, you know, he don't come around as often, and I know I owe him, because that first question I have to pay for. So whatever money I got, I need to be able to give it to him. Like this week, if I'm not able to pay him, just don't show up. Just say, oh, gotta get my money right, you know. So I mean, it's nice, you know. He got this real whisper, like it's real whispery sound. It was real nice to hear him, but Like I'll do that in the lower register. Like me, I'll just sit there and I'll do. You know, I'll hit that low whisper in the lower register, but he'll do that with all his notes. He'll subtone and whisper all the notes. The C. I was like, goodness gracious. I was like, how you do that? And it was like, just over time. I guess it was my mouthpiece, my reed combination. And just over time, I just like how it sounded. You know, I think I remember him saying something like that. But that guy walks around with some thick. I know he walks around with some Van Doren traditionals because he had like 6 boxes of them in one in one plastic bag. I was like, whoa. I thought that was my reeds. I was like, oh, it is reeds. Cool.
So what kind of mouthpiece do you have? Auto lead?
I think something like that. I believe so.
Yeah, all those are the auto leads.
Yeah, because he seemed like an old-fashioned guy. He played a bushel like me. This is a bushel.
Yeah.
But his is a 60 something, 60 or 50 edition. Yeah. Mine's is a 14, 15 edition. No, a lot of you not. It's right here. They say it right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess back then they used to put the serial number on there. It says December 8th, 1914. So yeah, she's about 100. So she got about 2 more years.
Sure, that's worth some money, man.
Yes, it is. I guess I got more sentimental value for this than, you know.
Yeah.
And my dad, pawn shopping, just looking around. I always tell him the little stuff that I like about saxophone, whether it be the age or not. He got this for a graduation present. I was like, oh, okay. He probably didn't get next to nothing, from a pawn shop, maybe $300. But the pawn shop don't put that age rent value on it. So they sitting over there like, okay, $300 out the door. My daddy can get them down to 100. so my daddy just, he just got the hook up like that. He can get it. But yeah, I played at church on Sunday, so I'm always playing at church on Sunday.
Are you familiar with NAM?
NAM?
Yeah.
Is that like a jazz competition?
Well, no. It's like a convention for all kinds of instruments and electronics and all that stuff.
I've heard of that before.
I went to NAM this year. It was in Disney. It was in Anaheim, California. So I went there now, and they have fudge successful. Different makes and models.
Yeah.
So everybody was over there playing that Kelwood.
Kelwood, yeah.
So, I had my mouthpiece.
Yeah,
So this place play out a little bit over too. But anyway, man, I went over there and put my mouthpiece in that thing. Yeah, I'm spoiled now, I gotta help.
Oh man!
It's called the SX90 Shadow. They retail for like
$5,700. Crazy.
Let me tell you, that thing is so sweet. I've been trying to figure out how I can get my money together to get me one.
Oh man.
But that's a little bit expensive for my taste.
Yeah, like
I can't afford it.
those they like some specialty saxophones that you don't see around. And it's like I went to y'all went to Marshall with it, but I was playing one. It's called a P Marriott.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
Them is some saxophones, man, but like, around 35, 40,
I got a book the other day from Branchwood Ruin in Salem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, MURIAT or something.
Yeah. Because that was good.
I saw them out there too. I didn't play one.
That was 10.
But I played that Shadow, that Kelwood Shadow. Woo! I've been trying to figure out ever since.
Is it actually dark or is it black?
Yeah, it's black.
Yeah.
But the sound, man, that thing played like a Mercedes
You sound like my friend Ty. My friend Ty, he loved his Duke-off mouthpiece like you. I said, oh man, y'all killing me with the Duke-off, man. He said, he played it during the open mic session we had at the marching band. All the girls, oh my goodness, And he got that bush of tenor saxophones.